Finally, the conclusion of Shark Week on Bloodbath and Beyond. And what better way to finish this off than with Sharknado, The Fourth Awakens.
Written by Thunder Levin and directed by A.C. Ferrante, starring Ian Ziering, Tara Reid, Masiela Lusha, Cody Lindley, David Hasselhoff, and Gary Busey, Sharknado 4 is just the wacky ride that you already know about Sharknado. There are sharks, there's a tornado, and it gets out of control, and the gang needs to bring it all back and just get rid of NATOs altogether. So what do we like? I really liked the beginning and how they set the whole thing up, because that's just a great way to start a movie. And the casino in Vegas, like, sets up for so many cameos, which the series is now known for, and I loved that too. Like, all of the cameos in this movie, fucking amazing.
Yeah, it was insane how many people just want to be in a Sharknado movie. We don't need a story. You're only here to see sharks flying around killing people. Which, there were some very good shark deaths in this one. I enjoyed the variety of shark kills and the variety of people fending off all these sharks. Normally this is something Trav would do, but he can't be here for this one, sadly. Who was your favorite cameo?
My first one, you gotta give shout outs to other YouTubers. We got Andre from Black Nerd, but I think Justine had the best cameo because she actually played like a prominent role. And maybe Seth Rollins.
I'll super kick that storm back to the dark ages.
You know, Seth Rollins, come on. Cover of 2K18.
I think the best cameo, which I think is hilarious, is Steve Guttenberg because of the lava lantula reference.
We got a little spider infestation in Fort Lauderdale, but it's no problem. We got the job done.
Of course, there's other cameos that you guys are all gonna know, and we can't name them all.
Getting closer. Look 'em high!
It's not just the cameos, it's all the references from other movies. Because like, the car that Steve Guttenberg's character brings is Christine, but the best one, in my opinion, has to be the Texas Chainsaw Massacre reference.
Of course, and we have Carolyn Williams playing Stretch, which she played in Texas Chainsaw, and like referring to her brother Gunner, who's this big fucking dude, and Dog the Bounty Hunter.
Who was Chop Top. That's what his name was. And I thought that was hilarious.
It wouldn't be Texas without a chainsaw massacre!
The Baywatch one was actually hilarious.
Well, there's no lifeguards on duty today, sir.
Yeah, why is that always the case?
Bad pay, sir. Copy that.
And it's like the 3 lifeguards of Baywatch.
I really enjoyed how over the top this was, like not only from like the cameos and all the references and all of that, but like how crazy shit was. Cars driving down like some spiral, to Tara Reid being basically a cyborg. She's now like a shark killing machine, literally.
Come with me if you want to live.
But I must say, Gemini is an excellent addition to the
my
Sharknado cast.
I am fucking for her. She is so smoking.
She is gorgeous. When she goes from Kansas mode to Vegas mode, I was sold. I was sold on Kansas mode, but like Vegas, God bless ya.
Now that we're done with our likes, I think we should talk about our favorite shark kills. Well, I appreciated seeing the blonde bombshell, Mindy Robinson, get her face eaten by a shark. My favorite has to be Carrot Top. I can't stand him. All of his jokes are so cringeworthy in this movie.
I really appreciated all of the shark kills within the casino, whether it was on a slot machine or at the roulette table. The best shark death, in my opinion, is poor Bud.
Hey, Bud! You know how to raise the sail? Of course not!
After finally fending off the sharks on the pirate ship and feeling like a hero, he meets his demise.
Now, I think we should also do our favorite shark death, where somebody just takes a shark and rips them apart or kills them. What's your favorite shark death?
Mine is when Finn is wrestling with the shark on top of the train and you see a clean decapitation. It looks nice and that struggle is there. It's an intense moment. Great death of a shark.
Mine also comes from Finn. He's a shark, great shark killer. It's when he's trying to rescue the girl underneath like the bench. I thought that was great because you see the blood and the shark's just gone, and you know, he's also rescuing a kid, so good stuff all around. Now we should move on to our dislikes.
Sadly, I don't care for little Gil. Maybe it's just because he's so out of place as a little kid, and like, yeah, I get it, he's gonna have a little chainsaw and be cute, but I didn't like him.
He's pretty annoying. He's not a great actor. He shouldn't be because he's a child. But I mean, it definitely throws off the whole tone. And the fact that they kept calling him Lil Gil, like, just drove me nuts.
Imani Hakim, who plays Gabrielle, which is Matt's wife, I did enjoy her character. She did a really good job and she was a nice addition. But the fact that, like, she died and there wasn't an impact, like, they don't even reference Matt realizing or caring that she's dead.
And it seemed like they just kept doing ridiculous shit over and over again to the point where it becomes just kind of like a blur. It's as if there's too much action going on and too many different things that you're keeping your eye out for to the point where you just can't handle it. Like, it's almost sensory overload, to be honest. Like, I like everything if you were to think about it and break it down, but as a whole, it's just a fucking mess.
Yeah, and it was getting kind of annoying, at least from my aspect, them constantly using the term NATO.
In fact, a shark sand-nado, a boulder NATO.
A lightning NATO. It's a tornado.
Nuclear NATO is...
This is the fourth Sharknado. We don't need to make fun of the term NATO. Cassie Cerebo, who is Nova, is coming back for the fifth one, which I'm very excited for because I love her. Yet again, in the fourth one, she was not present, and that is a big dislike. She seems to only be able to do the odd ones. She was in the first one, not in the second one, in the third one, not in the fourth one, gonna be in the fifth one. Spoiler alert, huge like, Gemini and Nova together in one Sharknado movie, it's gonna be overload.
I don't know if I can handle that. It's a little bit difficult to explain all the things that happen in this movie. So we're just gonna move on to our final thoughts and ratings. Sharknado 4 was probably one of the better Sharknadoes for me. At this point, it's just pushing the limits. It doesn't give a fuck. It was just a good time for a lot of people, especially at the time if you're live tweeting. The acting is marginal because it's an asylum film, but like the whole concept is really fun. I do think that they pushed it a little too far over the edge sometimes. And so it does get a little bit bland, and especially with the constant flow of action, that you don't have time to take a breath. All in all, it was better than 3, worse than 1. So I'm gonna give this 4 weird attempts to reference The Wizard of Oz by crushing Stacey Dash with a house out of 5.
Sharknado, The Fourth Awakens, is as over the top as you would expect from a Sharknado movie. They're just trying to one-up themselves, which in essence is their downfall. This film is getting so ridiculous, but there is a lot in this movie that's fun. The cameos are always great, the kills are always great. I am disappointed though in a few things. Nova's not back, and a big issue with me is not once did I hear Sepa Parada. It is Finn's motto, and for some reason it wasn't brought back in this one. This is still a good movie because you can't think too much about it. You can't take it too serious. It's a Sharknado movie. So with that being said, I'm gonna give this film 3.5 power thrusts out of 5.
As always, thank you for watching, and thank you for joining us through Shark Week. We've had a lot of really bad movies, and we're gonna have some bad ones next year, I'm sure. But thank you. Anyway, if this is your first time here, make sure you subscribe to the channel, stay updated with everything Bloodbath and beyond, and make sure you join us for Sharknado 5.